Alrighty, let's go. Welcome back into the Skooshi Sport Podcast here for your NRL Round 13 review. Honestly, a really enjoyable week of footy. Really good to actually see some tight games. We had some cracker games as well. Bit of a lower scoring week as well for a change. Obviously, PVL ball has been in full swing throughout the whole of the season. Seen a lot of blowouts and a lot of 13 plus margins, but this week we honestly saw a lot of closer games. Definitely, of course, there was a couple little blowouts there, but a little bit lower scoring. It was actually really good to see. Really actually did enjoy watching the footy this weekend for sure. Despite obviously my Warriors losing, it was an absolute cracker game. It's just such an enjoyable watch. So really good footy weekend of footy despite the 7 games. Obviously, we had 3 teams in a bye: Souths, Dolphins, and Titans. Now we're just back to 8 games this week. Warriors are on the bye. But yeah, as I said, a really enjoyable week. But guys, make sure you give us a like and subscribe before we get into it. Make sure you go and check out all my channels as well, posting there pretty much every day on my socials, any sort of reels or posts, that sort of thing as well. But first and foremost, let's get into the ladder for the week heading into round 14. So at the top, 4 points ahead now is the Penrith Panthers. I don't want to say all but locked up the minor premiership, but they can literally afford to rest again Cleary, Yo, and Bizza after Origin now, and any of their stars potentially coming home as well. They're in a prime spot. 12 games, 11 wins, 1 loss. An absolute prime position. Wild to think that 1 loss was against the Bulldogs as well. Sitting in second spot is still the Waz, obviously suffering a 3rd loss of the season last night, which was absolutely gutting, but I'm super proud of the effort. Now heading into a much needed bye, which would be good. I'd love the Tigers upset the Panthers, but I think we're just going to be gunning for that top 2 spot, get a home, guarantee a home final the first week, win that, and then get a home prelim, which would be absolutely huge. In third, we've got the Roosters and the Knights. So rounding out the top 4. In 5th, we've got a bit of a logjam here. We've got, 6 teams on 16 points. We've got Manly, Rabbitohs, Dolphins, Sharks, Cowboys, and the Tigers. Wow, that's pretty insane there. And then there's a bit of gap there. There's a bit from 16 points down to 12 points. We've got the Broncos, the Premiers from last year, and the minor Premiers are sitting tied 11th on the ladder at 12 points. They had 2 wins, or essentially, they're 4 points outside the 8. It's essentially, they both had 1 bye. It's essentially 1 win out of the 8. They're not looking good though. Raiders a bit better yesterday, but they're not looking good. Storm, much needed win now. They won 3 of the last 5 or something. Much needed win for the Storm on the weekend. They are now sitting 13th on 10 points. So again, just one, looks like just 1 win outside of the 8 now as well for the Storm, who haven't even had a bye yet as well, along with the Cowboys. It's pretty, I don't get how the draw works, how teams can have 2 byes before a team can even have 1. It makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. You also got the Doggies and the Eels there, and then sitting on 8 points, 2 wins to the season, you got the Titans, and at the bottom, they're still at the bottom, but the Mighty Dragons, the Red V, get their first win of the season. I literally posted last week, when would the Dragons get their first win? Because the draw was just not looking good for them. They had obviously the Broncos, and they've got the Sharks coming up. It was just looking very awkward for the Dragons draw coming up. They literally could have been in potential going, I'll win 16 or something, but look, they were a much improved performance, definitely, but the Broncos absolutely handed that game to them on an absolute platter. But they're off the nudie run, and they've got their first win of the year, now sitting 1-11 on the year. Still 2 points behind the Titans, but 1 win behind the Titans, but trying to avoid that wooden spoon. All right, let's get into the games for the week that was. Starting off on, we didn't have Thursday night footy, we had Friday night footy. Sharkies and the Seagulls, just a 1 game on Friday. Sharkies 28-22 here at Ocean Protect Stadium. Pretty enjoyable game, this one. Sharkies definitely deserve the win here. It's an interesting one. I want to look at obviously both teams, right? Because one hand, the Sharkies they're missing their key playmaker, Nico Hines, probably for a couple weeks. And they still come out and put on a performance like this at home. Really, really strong performance. And then, like, are you going to be shocked next week if they just absolutely flat as against the Dragons? Or I forget who their last game was, but it's just so flat. Like, the thing with the Sharkies is when they're on like this, they are literally a top 4 team. They are very close to being like a grand final team, in my opinion. It could be a controversial opinion, but I just think it's true. But then they just chuck out these games where they are absolute flat as attack, and you're just like, mate, they've got no chance of competing. And it's like, it must be so frustrating that the thing with the Sharkies is you want to see consistency. And it just kind of comes down to is like, do they actually have the system where there is consistency? A little bit more possession, 95% completion rate from the Sharkies compared to 75. You're going to win a lot of footy games with 95% completion rate, considering the amount of ball that they had as well. Obviously, so more runs, more run meters, more post contact, 4-on-4 line breaks each. Very defensive kind of game here as well. Not many sort of missed tackles, which is good. Obviously, Manly pretty much been the best defensive team in the comp since Fosball. But with the Sharkies, also no Nico Hines. You needed Tricky Trindle to stand up, and boy, oh boy, did he. He was unbelievable in this game, Tricky Trindle. He has these games where he looks awesome, and then as I said, he can have some absolute barra crockers in there, and scored a try in this one here. Obviously, it was goal kicking as well. Kind of managed the game really well. It kind of felt like he played the 7 role, and Puru on debut, shout out to Puru by the way, making his debut, kind of played the 6 role instead. Trindle ended up having a line break, 2 line break assists, and 3 try assists in this one as well. So he did assist, what was it, 3 out of the 5 tries, I think, for the Sharkies. Just a very solid performance by Trindle in a game where they needed him to step up, especially. But this was the game of the edges in this one here. Usually, if the Sharkies put up 28 points, you're thinking, okay, how many is Stone Street scored? How many is Mulatalo scored? Like, what did Ramian do? Obviously, no Kale Iro in this one here. The edges really stood up in this one. They were absolutely superb. T. Wilton obviously scored in this one, but Billy Burns was probably man of the match. We're definitely up there for man of the match, man. He was unbelievable for the Sharkies this one here. Scored a double, 14 runs, 28 post contact, had a line break, a tackle break in this one as well, 2 offloads. Man, he was just in the right place at the right fucking time. Like, for him, that second try, for him to be standing there on the right wing calling for a kick, and Trindle absolutely put it on a platter for him. It's just like, what are you doing there, mate? Like, Mulatalo obviously swung across to the left side of the field for that play, end up going across right on halftime, and I don't know what Billy Burns was doing there on the right wing and calling for the ball, but mate, he called for it and he absolutely pulled it off. So full credit to him. T. Wilton scored a really nice try, absolutely burned Nathan Brown with a cheeky little step. But like, obviously, big talking point as well for the Sharkies is Blake Brayley. Broken forearm. He will be out. I think it's about 4 to 6 weeks. So he will be out the second origin. Probably out the third origin as well for New South Wales. But that's such a huge loss for the Sharkies. Like, absolute massive loss. Like, I think they scored. Did they score any? They didn't score a try after he got injured. So that first try he completely set up for Puri, just absolutely sliced him through. He's such an important focal part of this attack now. And I thought he was really solid for New South Wales as well. But really solid win, definitely from the Sharkies. The thing is, they just got to back it up. Like, they have the Dragons this weekend. They should be, like, realistically, they should be able to beat the Dragons by 20 plus. Like, realistically, they should be able to absolutely go and dominate them. It's obviously a big rivalry, like, between those two there on the Shire, but they should be able to absolutely go pound the Dragons, realistically. They've got the team for it. But, man, it's just a matter of fucking consistency. It really, really is. Who else I want to give a shout out to? I think Colquhoun should be starting over Cam McInnes. It's just my opinion. I just really do think he should be. I think Colquhoun's younger. Like, McInnes is off to Super League next year as well. I would be starting to make that transition where you put Colquhoun at the 13 and bring Cam McInnes off the bench. I think Colquhoun, what he can do in 40 minutes, outworks what Cam McInnes can do in like 50 plus minutes kind of thing. Yeah, absolutely what I'm loving to see from Colquhoun at the moment. For Manly, I mean, I don't want to like knock them like too much. They just didn't have quite enough ball, and like with the amount of Sharkies pressure when they're on, as I said, the Sharkies are on, and I know they've had good defense. I don't want to slight them too much. I think this is what their second loss under Ball. Like the other losses against the Panthers, like you can't knock them too much. Like the effort is just it's been there. And even when they were I think they were 22-6 down and then 26-10 now. They just kept fighting and fighting and fighting in this game, and managed to get, as I said, within a try and put the Sharkies under pressure. I thought Tania Paseka was Manly's best in this game. He was unbelievable, I thought. For him, in 49 minutes, coming off an Achilles last year, 17 runs, 164 metres, 67 post contact, had a line break assist, 3 tackle breaks, and 2 offloads. He did a majority of that in the first half as well. He was absolutely unbelievable. Clan Falalo, really like what I'm seeing from him at fullback. 21 runs for him at fullback there. Obviously, sounds like Turbo is going to be back in round 16. So keep an eye out for that. I think Manly obviously play this week. I think they're off round 15 and have the bye. So he's got one more game there at fullback, but I really like what I'm seeing from Faulolo. I assume he will come into the centre role next year, or maybe for Garrick, I would say so. That is just a complete assumption though. Burbo had a really solid game in this one as well. Brooks had his moments here and there. Let's just see. I just want to see the missed tackles. Like Luke Brooks, 19 tackles for no missed. Absolutely sliced open the Sharkies as well in one play. Jake Simpkin, holy shit, 64 tackles for 5 minutes. That is incredible effort from Jakey Simpkin there. Wow, that is an absolute incredible effort there. I didn't even notice that at the time. That is insane. But as I can't really lock Manly too much. They've got Rabbitohs this week. I want to see how they bounce back from a loss. They bounced back the week after the loss against the Panthers pretty well. I want to see how they bounce back against South. Obviously, South's coming off a bye. Should be a bit fresh. Manly will bring Ola back, and they'll still be without Collar, but they will be bringing Ola Kawatu back for this one here. It's more how they're going to bounce back. I can kind of forgive Manly having a loss. Like, as they've been on an absolute hot run on the Fuzzball. Defense has been so good. It kind of didn't surprise me that the Sharkies, I said, did get on top of them. I said the amount of ball that they had, the amount of pressure they put on Sharkies, it just didn't surprise me that the Sharkies got the win. But overall, pretty solid game to kick off the week. This was, on the other hand, not a good game. Knights defeating the Eels 28-22 in this one. Is that the same score? Yeah, 2 scorelines same in the row. That's fucking crazy. This was a bludger. This was look, the last 15 or so minutes wasn't that bad, but the first 65 was yeah, I've seen better games of footy. You know, I'm going to give credit to Eels on this one. Like, Knights were expected to win pretty well in this game. Obviously, without Mitch Moses as well. We know how Eels just completely fall apart when Mitch Moses isn't in the team. But the return of Isaiah Iongi, he was absolutely really exceptional for the Eels in this one here. And I really liked the combination of actually Papali and Ronnie Volkman in this game here. And they really put up a good contest as well. It was, 12-10 at halftime, and then Knights scored a couple ones. It looked like the game was all but over. I think it was 24-10 at one stage. And then Eels just kind of score a couple quick ones, and it was back to game on. And then, yeah, Eels actually had a chance at the end to try and tie it up. I actually had more possession of the ball, Eels, in this game here, which you don't generally see a team have more possession and lose a game. Completion rate, pretty poor from both sides. As I said, it wasn't the greatest game. I said the finish was good, but overall the game wasn't that great. More line breaks for the Knights here, and 41 missed tackles from the Eels in this game here. We'll have a look at the stats for the Knights. The man of the match, I reckon, in this game has got to go down to Dylan Lucas. He was exceptional. We kind of forget about Dylan Lucas, I feel like, a bit, because just because he hasn't made Origin, obviously in that Origin period, like we're talking about Hudson Young, we're talking about Ola Kawatu, we're talking about, the Queensland guys like Fini Fuyaki or like Kurt Capel or something, and Dylan Lucas just flies under the radar. You kind of forget how fucking good he is, especially considering he used to be a centre. The pace that he showed for that second try to outrun Iongi, he just went like, nah, backed himself. Holy shit, he's got some wheels. Scored a double in this one, 9 runs, 156 metres. I probably want to see a bit more work rate from Dylan Lucas, but 27 post contact, 2 line breaks, 4 tackle breaks for Dylan Lucas, 46 tackles for 1 miss. So Defensively, awesome. Obviously, try scoring ability. I want to probably see a little bit more running with the ball. That's me being a super critical of Dylan Lucas, but he's just an absolute weapon. He is an absolute fucking beast for the Knights. Kalen Ponga was solid, obviously coming back from that sent-off in Origin. Thought he was solid. Didn't really light it up like he has so far this season, but solid enough. 29 runs, 178 meters. It's probably more good signs for KP in the Knights that he has come back from his injury. He's managed to play Origin. Obviously, he didn't play 80, but then back up a few days later and play 80 minutes and get through unscathed. I think that's a very good sign for KP, his body, and obviously the Knights as well. Greg Marju scored one of the most unusual tries I've seen. Got an absolute gift of the gods bounce from a Sandon Smith's Harbour Bridge ball. He scored a try in this one, 23 runs to 216 meters. That's kind of the Greg Marju that we're used to seeing. We probably haven't seen it that much from him this year. But 63 post contact, 1 line break as well, 7 tackle breaks from Greg, and an offload as well in this one here. Like Fletcher Sharp was pretty quiet majority of the game, and again kind of turned it on for the last bit of it. Obviously, Sandon Smith injured in the 47th minute. Really hope he's okay. I would probably say it sounds like Bradman Best is going to be back this week, though. I've got a funny feeling that would mean Fletcher Sharp hops back into the 6th role, and then they're back to pretty much close to full strength, right? The Knights there, but overall, Knights got the W. Was it their A grade performance? Absolutely not. As I said, I don't even think it was an A grade performance by the Eels. It was a pretty average game, I thought, all around. But I said Knights ended up getting the win in this one here. For the Eels, we spoke about obviously Iongi. He was absolutely magnificent. Scored a try in this one, 21 runs, 160 meters, 29 post contact, 2 line break, 1 line break assist, and a try assist, and 4 tackle breaks as well for Isaiah Iongi. I honestly didn't think there was much difference between Josh Pepperley and Isaiah Iongi before this game, but it's just the little bits that compares Iongi compared to Pepperley that I'm just like, okay, like Iongi is just like the better fullback choice for Parramatta, and I had no doubt that Iongi was the number one fullback choice for Parramatta, but Iongi is just an absolute superstar. I honestly, I'd have absolutely no issue if there was a cluster of injuries, whether it's obviously like KP, then Walsh, and Hammer. I'd have absolutely no issue into Isaiah Iongi playing Queensland, like playing for Origin for Queensland at fullback. They're pretty sure he's Queensland. I'd have absolutely no issue. He was tremendous in this game, especially coming off an 8-week injury. He was such a focal point of this attack, especially without Moses in the team. Again, we know how much this Eels team crumbles without Moses. The history says so. But I think they put up a really good fight. I think Josh Pepperley at 5'8" looked really strong as well. Obviously, goal kicking this one, had 10 runs, 14 post contact, had a tackle break. He also had 18 tackles in this one. I thought he had a line break assist as well. Maybe I'm wrong. Ronnie Volkman, I think, looked really strong as well. Jackie Williams is really solid. Katoga was really solid as well. It's just the errors. I just want to go and see the errors from, like Josh Pepperley had 4 errors. Like Ronnie Volkman had 2. Talon Silver had 2. Iongi had 1. They have 9 errors from your spine. It's not fantastic, is it? It's really not spilling a whole lot for you. It's pretty tricky when, I'd have to go back and fully, closely watch the game. I was watching it off and on, admittedly, but 9 errors across your spine isn't that great. It's pretty hard to stay competitive. I'm kind of surprised that they did stay competitive in this game, despite the 9 errors. But Knights getting the win in that one there. On to the 5:30 game on Saturday. We had the Tigers bouncing back with a 22-16 win against the Doggies. Really enjoyable game. I fucking loved watching this game. This was intense from start to finish. It seemed like a lot of shit happened in this game, right? Tigers were well in control. Doggies pulled it back. We had a charge down try that was disallowed that maybe should have been a try. We had Lockie Galvin facing his old side. Every single time Lockie Galvin touched the ball, he got booed. Now, I am not the biggest supporter of the fact that you get booed, but obviously it's just a part of it, unfortunately, in the game. When you transfer and leave the club in an ugly manner and you face your old team, it's most likely going to happen. We know how passionate the Tigers fans are. Did it shock me? No. Do I think it's the right thing? Absolutely not as well. I would never endorse that, especially mental health is such a key thing these days in the game of rugby league and just in general, right? And I'd never ever support that. He's still young, like I said, You obviously got to face the repercussions, that sort of thing. But man, they've fucking kept it up all bloody game. But I said, really, really enjoyable game, this one. Again, a losing team had more possession of the ball in this one here. Doggies had way more possession. Completion rate was at a higher standard. As I said, it was a really enjoyable game to watch. For the Doggies, obviously, more runs, more run meters, more post contact, 6-4 line breaks. And Tigers had 56 missed tackles this one. I think Alex Safar probably had half of them. We'll go and obviously check his stats a little bit. But the controversy, Josh Curran, was that a try? I think, look, I can see two parts of it. One part is I can fully get the player safety, and you can't do anything to do with a playing kicker's leg. Like, if he kicks the ball that leg, there's no way that you can touch it because it cause injuries. I think we saw it with, I think it was Lockie Ilias in New South Wales Cup. He literally broke his leg from it. And we're seeing, I think Sean Johnson got injured from it as well. It's an ugly look. We don't want to see it in the game. We don't want to see players get injured from it. On the other hand, it feels like it completely takes away players wanting to charge down the ball and putting pressure on the kicker because of the repercussion of that. Like, that completely flipped the game on its head. I think at that time it was, I just trying to remember, I think it was, I want to say 18-10 at that time, and Doggies had kind of just scored beforehand with Tawala. It was 18-10. Doggies just got himself back into it. That then was going to bring it back to 18-14 with the kick to come, and it completely flipped the game. Literally the next fucking set, Tigers scored a try. That was the whole difference there, and that's why I think Tigers won the game. I got to respect Josh Curran, the fact that he went for the ball and charged down and still collected the ball and ran down the field and fucking scored. It was a monumental effort. I said, I can see both sides of it where, yes, player safety, but again, on the other side, it's, do we want to take away that part of the game, which can absolutely flip a game on its head and putting pressure on the kicker, because it's such an underrated part of the game, I think, putting pressure on the kicker that can bring the kick back 10 meters. You can go a bit sideways, and then you're starting a set of 6 in a different part of the field, or you're charging it down and you're regathering it and you're bringing it back down the other side, the other end of the field. I really do feel sorry for Josh. It was such a good play. I can't understand Serraldo blowing up about it. He has blown up probably too much about it. But yeah, as I said, I think I can see kind of both sides of the argument for that one there. For the Tigers in this one here, obviously shout out to Makasini. It was great to see him back, but then he copped in this game, copped the HIA, and he's got a shoulder injury now, so I think he'll be out longer term. Mate, Terrell May, holy fucking shit. 64 minutes, 18 runs, 167 meters, 64 post contact. He had 3 tackle breaks, 18 hit ups as well. He was enormous. And 4 offloads as well. 51 tackles for no missed. 51 tackles, no missed tackles. He was unfucking believable in this game. I thought Dream Buller, he was really strong in this game as well. 18 runs, 139 meters. Skelton, good to see Skelton have a good game, right? Like, I think we all kind of rate Skelton as a good player. It's just a lot of emerging talent coming through the Tigers, but a double in this one, 26 runs, 227 meters, 71 post contact, had a line break as well. Obviously, a line break, 9 tackle breaks, 2 offloads. Really strong game from Skelton in this one here. Thought Fanua Bolo was really strong. Like, the forwards from the Tigers are really strong in this game. Jerome Luai was really solid. Alex Twal, again, fucking solid as a rock. 14 runs, 116 meters. 55 tackles for Alex Twal, the most for the Tigers, which is insane. He has suffered a medial injury, though, so we'll see what the injury is like, whether he's out a couple of weeks, whether he's potentially back, whether it's obviously restricting his movement, that sort of thing. The other thing is, Api Coruscant returns back, and the effect that he has on this attack, just a little bit of craftiness around the ruck, just completely changes this Tigers team. Even without Dewey there, it completely changes the whole dynamic of this team on the attack, right? Completely changes it. Now, the thing is, with Blake Bradley injured, does Api Coruscant come into the Blues team now for Origin 2 and potentially Origin 3? Do they look elsewhere? Do they look at Wade Egan? or do they look at Apicor? So I think it'll be one of the two. I'm very intrigued to see where they go. But very solid. I said we're going to have a look at the missed tackle side of things. Said 4 missed tackles from CFR, but mate, the one-on-one tackles he's missing is astronomical. But the fact that Sione Fani had 6 missed tackles and KPP had 6, Fanua Bola had 7, Luai had 5. Maybe I'm just picking on Seyfarth there. Maybe I'm just completely individualizing Alex Seyfarth there and picking on him. But mate, some of the one-on-one tackles that he misses, just not good enough. It's just not good enough for the doggies in this game here. Mate, there's a couple really stand-up players for the doggies in this one here. First off, talk about them last week. Jacob Kraz, holy shit. I said it last week. I just don't see a reason why the doggies should be bringing back Connor Tracy into this team. The doggies look way better on attack. You're getting way better work rate out of Jacob Kraz at fullback than you are Connor Tracy. And it's just so much more reliable. Opens up the attack with its offloads, that sort of thing. I would be trying to make my way around it. Whether it's I think Rinakama's good enough. I think you obviously have Sherry there. Like Crichton is right center, right center, and then Tuala on the wing there. That's how I'd honestly roll. Like, I don't think there's any need for that to be changed at all. If it's not Rinakama, it's Sua. I'd love to run Tuala on the wing. He's way better on the wing. Sorry, he's way better in the center. Excuse me, I got that wrong. So maybe it's like a different kind of thing, but I think Tuala needs to be in the team. But Jacob Kraz, what he does to his team is so good. Had to try in this one again. 28 runs for 287 meters. 59 post contact, a line break, 10 tackle breaks, 6 offloads for Jacob Kraz. He was fucking everywhere. I think he went off early with a cramp. I think it was cramp. I hope so for Supercoach purposes. He's just unbelievable. The work rate he gets done is just stupendous. Absolutely stupendous. And then another guy I want to give a shout out to is Satili Tupinoa. Played the full 80 in this one. 15 runs, 117 meters, 40 post contact, 3 line break assists, 2 try assists as well, and ever so close to a 3rd try assist as well. Crichton just needed to put it down. 5 tackle breaks as well for Satili, 2 offloads, 34 tackles in this one for Tupinoa. He is fully stepping up for the injury in the presence of Jacob Preston. He has been unbelievable, Satili Tupinoa. He's been absolutely unbelievable for the doggies in the last couple of weeks, especially the last sort of month, I'd say. Probably the best month of footy I've ever seen from Tupinoa. Like, absolutely insane. Maxi King was really strong in this game. Thought the first half he went absolutely crazy. You see Tuala as well, 24 runs, 260 meters. I just think he needs to be in this team, whether he's wing or center. I'd prefer center, but we know Crichton is obviously going to be a center as well. I just think Tuala, you have to have him in the team. He's so effective. He was on the wing and he still ran for 260 meters. In this one, 2 line breaks, 6 tackle breaks. He's an absolute beast. Mate, I just saw 8 tackle breaks for Max King. How does a front row forward have 8 tackle breaks? I don't think I don't remember seeing that for a very long time. But yeah, I said really enjoyable game. I don't think you can knock the doggies for playing like shit. I don't think they did play shit at all. I just think Tigers were pretty hungry in this game. But from start to finish, it was just a really tense game, really good atmosphere. Both teams were really, really up for it. And I said, really enjoyable game. Like a 22-16 game, I could easily watch. Like, I find that just as entertaining, if not more entertaining, a good defensive battle than a fucking 34-26 kind of match, right? And that's just why the PVL sort of rules kind of frustrate me a little bit. On to the 4th game, Storm and the Roosters are 18-4 to the Storm. Very, very low scoring affair in this one here. Honestly, I didn't think the Storm would win this one here. They kind of did surprise me. Look, they won the game for sure, 100%, but fucking hell, the Roosters were ordinary. Like, God, they were ordinary. God, they were flat. Like, Roosters have been humming, right? They've been playing well, and they were just completely flat, man. They were so flat. Like, I get they had Origin players backing up, whether it's Rob Toyer, whether it's obviously Sammy Walker, whether it's James Tedesco, whether it's Reece Robson. I get it, but even Trent Robinson in the press conference after said it's not an excuse. They're expected to back up. It's part of the format now where, you know, obviously NRL games after Origin, it's not an excuse. We were just piss poor tonight and the players were not up for it. You don't often see that from Trent Robinson. I wonder if he's maybe turned the corner or, like, usually in fairness to Trent Robinson, usually he's blaming the refs or the bunker, but I do not often see him come out and say the players were really bad in this one. They were flat, and there's no excuses at all, despite it being Origin period. Even someone asked him, what did you talk to the players about after the game? He didn't even say, didn't want to disclose. He was fucking pissed. Absolutely pissed in this one here. That's 42% possession and 61% completion rate. You're never ever going to win a game. It's no surprise to me that they scored 4 points at all. Storm 58% possession and 91% completion rate. They had the ball for 9 more minutes than the Roosters in this game. Storm, Roosters probably did well to keep the Storm to 18, honestly, but fuck it, yeah, it was an ordinary game from the Roosters. Obviously, way more runs, way more run meters from the Storm. Roosters actually had more post contact. 7-3 line breaks, and 42 missed tackles for the Roosters in this one here. 14-7 offloads as well for the Storm. For the Storm, though, in this one, obviously we had Harry Grant coming off the bench in this one. He was just as good for the Storm, even coming off the bench. He still played 62 minutes. Scored a try, literally 5 minutes after he came on. He only didn't run too much, just managed the game really fucking well, I thought, though. 3 tackle breaks, and this one here, still 32 tackles for 1 miss. Just got in and got the job done for the Storm. Mate, I thought Su'a was awesome. More for a Supercoach perspective, we can talk about in another podcast, but mate, I thought Su'a was everywhere. If there's ever been a critical part of Su'a's game, Su'a Fa'alogo, it's the fact that is explosive. He'll score tries, line breaks, and really turn it on. He's just never really had the big base run meters that other fullbacks do, like your Tedesco's, or your Dylan Edwards, or a Carraz, or I'm gonna say Matt Duffy as well. But mate, he had obviously was goal kicking. Gotta stop saying obviously. 24 runs, 325 meters, 56 post contact, 3 line breaks, 6 tackle breaks, offload as well for Su'a. Didn't score, didn't have an assist, just got in and got the fucking job done. He was so close to scoring a couple times in this one here. I thought Munster was really strong in this game. Munster's really come into form the last couple weeks for the Storm. Thought he was strong for Queensland as well. Moses Leo, where the fuck has this come from, man? Round 1, he was awesome. Awesome, right? And then 2, average, and then just dropped off. And then he ended up getting dropped for 5 weeks. And he's come back. They dropped, Hugo Peel, I think he got injured, and then Waiteri. Comes in, last 3 weeks, he's just been an immortal. What the fuck? Scored a try, 13 runs, 231 meters. That did include a long ranger. 42 post contact, 2 line breaks, 2 tackle breaks. Where the fuck has this come from? From Moses Leo. I had no idea. It's crazy. Utokumanu was really bloody solid in this game as well, I thought. But I said, Storm, with the amount of possession and how much ball the Roosters gave them, they should have won this game. And they did. And it's a really good stepping stone for the Storm, definitely heading in, especially in the Origin period. When they need a win like this, it's very, very important win. As we spoke about, I think they haven't even had a bye yet. They're only 1 win out of the 8, literally 1 win out of the fucking 8, and we were writing them off. We're absolutely writing them off. A couple weeks ago, but now I think they've I said 1-3 the last 4 or something. They're right back in it. They're absolutely right back in it. For the Roosters, what do you say? As I said, quote Robbo, there's no excuses. It's expected the players in the modern game to back up after Origin. You can't use it as an excuse because Storm had Munster and Grant backing up in this one as well. 2 key playmakers for the Storm, but mate, the fucking Roosters were so flat. How you don't often see a really bad game like this. And that's the thing with the Roosters is I kind of talk about it with the Sharks in a way when they're on, mate, they can easily put 40, 50, if not 60 on the team like they have before. But when they're bad, man, they are bad. They are so bad to watch. I don't even think there was a stand. Maybe Billy Smith scored a try, went over 200 meters, but unfortunately for Sammy Walker, he was so good in Origin, and then he just comes back, and he was nowhere near it. 4 missed tackles for Sammy Walker in this one here. He had 12 runs of the ball, but he had 5 errors. 5 errors is a lot, and then he got sin-binned right at the end. Absolute fucking horror show, unfortunately, for Sammy Walker heading down to Melbourne there. Hope that doesn't say the same for the Origin 2 in Melbourne. Like, there's not much to say about this Roosters game. I think the bigger thing for the Roosters is how they're going to bounce back. They've got the Raiders in Canberra. It's going to be fucking cold, obviously. The bigger thing is how they bounce back. If they throw up another game like this, which I don't expect them to, then we need to have conversations. But I said they were just super flat. They never got off the bus. They were nowhere near it. I get it. They had Robson. They had Radley. They had Toy. They had Tedesco. They had Sammy Walker, like backing up. I just don't think it's a super valid excuse for how actually for 5 errors from Sammy Walker. Tedesco to have only 115 meters is very unlike him as well. He also had an error as well. Cody Ramsey had 4 errors. Like, he's better than that. Siwa Wong had 2 errors. Siwa Wong had 6 missed tackles. He had those in the first 25 minutes because they've got him in Supercoach. Angus Crichton 6 missed tackles. Robson 5 missed. White 5 missed. Toya 4 missed. Toya is a Queensland centre, man. Angus Crichton is he was playing for Australia end of last year. And 6 missed tackles. It's just not good enough. I said there's nothing really to talk about from the Roosters' point of view because I think it's like a throwaway game. You just get there to training today and just go boys, fuck that game off. We need to focus on this week. The bigger thing for me, I think, with the Roosters is how they bounce back. They've got to bounce back. If they don't, we'll be having serious questions about definitely what they're going to be like in finals and for the rest of the season. But yeah, absolute flat as attack the Roosters were. On to the Sunday game. Speaking of flat and not getting off the bus, the fucking Premiers have lost to the Dragons, a team that has not won a game in 300 days. 30-26 to the Dragons at Suncorp as well on a dry, sunny track. My God. What I want to do first is give credit to the Dragons. They fully deserve this victory. Fully deserved it. It was 30-8 at one point. From minute 1, they were the better team than the Dragons. Literally, that typical Broncos last 12-15 minutes where they start to, actually play some footy, and Dragons are just holding on. Dragons absolutely dominated, and said you got to give credit where it's due to the Dragons. They got off the bus yesterday. They were the way better team than the Broncos. Absolutely, by far, and absolutely killed the Broncos in this one here. The scoreline doesn't dictate how good the Dragons were and how bad the Broncos were. God, the Broncos were bad. Possession, like I said, Dragons were just holding on at the end. Possession, I said the stats don't show it, but 68% completion rate from the Broncos just shows it. We know that generally a team, the Broncos, that don't complete high, because they've got such a potent attack. They take chances, whether it's Reece Walsh, whether it's Ezra Mann. They take these chances right, and a lot of the time it comes off. Hence why they were Premiers last year. Very unorthodox type of Premiership side. But mate, fucking hell, yeah, it's crazy that the stats just don't show it. More runs from the Broncos, more post-contact, more runs, 63 line breaks. Broncos had 36 missed tackles. The average set distance for the Dragons was over 51 meters. Over 51. That just shows how bad the Broncos defense was. Actually, good to see some life from the Dragons attack as well. What I want to do, obviously, start with the winning team. I'm going to start with the Dragons. As I said, all credit goes to them. Mate, start the show. Finally, Valentine Holmes. Mate, was this like an Origin snubbing? Did he get a talking to during the week? Where has this been all fucking year? Scored a double in this one here. He was tremendous. 15 runs, 158 meters, 41 post contact, had a line break, 3 tackle breaks, and 2 offloads. Where has this been from Valentine Holmes? It was the 15 runs is maybe not many. The 15 runs were hard runs. Running with intent. He looked threatening every time that he had the ball. Absolute killed them. Matt Feeney, over 200 meters. He was awesome. He also scored a try in this one. Daniel Atkinson and Flanagan really combined really well together. They looked really good, strong together. Damien Cook was strong. Toby Couchman, holy fuck. 66 minutes, 20 runs, 215 meters, 90 post contact. He was Unbelievable. 2 tackle breaks, 2 offloads. He is an absolute machine. Ryan Cashman, again, absolute machine. He played 69 minutes, 14 runs, 136 meters. An actual team performance from the Dragons. A fucking team performance. Last week, I critiqued how soft their defense was, and they stood up. They finally stood up and got the job done. I'm pretty happy for Dragons and the Dragons fans, right? Like, I can just see how happy they are. They're more happy than relieved, right? It kind of like especially being the premiers on their home deck, and to do it the style that they did. I said the scoreline does not dictate how dominant the Dragons were in this game. I said it was 30-8 at one point in the 8th minute, 30-8. And yeah, Broncos just did what they do, score 3 tries in the last 10 minutes and try and salvage something, but it was too little, too late. But onto the Broncos. The first 68 minutes was some of the worst fucking footy I've ever seen, and particularly from a premiership side, it was absolutely ghastly. It was embarrassing. It was so bad. They did not get off the bus. They did not turn up. Considering they didn't really have many backing up. I think Paddy Carrigan, pretty much the only guy who played in Origin that was backing up. Obviously, Shibasaki, I've got to stop saying obviously. So, Shibasaki and Ezra Mam did not get onto the game for Queensland. So, they're obviously fresh. Oh, Stags as well. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me for Stags. Like, Reece Walsh, it should have been fresh, right? Like, a lot of these players should have been fresh. Like, the only guy I genuinely want to give credit to in this game is Payne Haas. 80 minutes, 23 runs, 281 meters on his return from like a 6-week injury, 91 post-contact, 1 line break, 8 tackle breaks, 1 offload, 33 tackles for 1 missed. You know what sucks with Payne Haas? He's put in that monumental effort, 280 meters, and no one has repaid the faith. Like, the other 16 players are on the fucking field, did not repay the faith whatsoever. Maybe you can say Karapani scored a try late, 27 runs, 220 meters for him in this one here, 50 post contact, 1 line break, 3 tackle breaks. Mate, no one else got off the fucking bus. And I'm not talking average performances, I'm talking shocking, like absolutely shocking. I don't remember Broncos' performance as bad as that, really. I said the scoreline does not dictate. I cannot stress enough. Xavier Wilson was really strong as well. So there's only a few players for the Broncos that really stood up. Like, not sure what happened with Preston Ricky. I think he went off with a HIA. But like, Peter Kura only had 9 runs in 71 minutes. Like, Ben Tolte, 7 runs. Jack Kashevsky, like, it's just not good enough. It was not fucking good enough. The errors. Let's have a look at the errors. 3 from Walsh. That's pretty common from Walsh. He had 3 errors, but he also put on 3 tries as well. 1 from Karapani, 2 Stags, 1 Shibasaki, 2 Arthurs, 1 Erza, 3 Reynolds there. That's 6, 7, not doing the joke, 9, 13 errors from their backline, 1 to 7. Wow. 13 errors from 1 to 7. That is just not the Premiers. Yeah. Again, it's kind of similar to the Roosters. How did they bounce back? But this has kind of been the story of the Broncos season so far, right? And it's a big reason why they're sitting 11th on the table, 5-7 for the year. Their footy has just not been good enough. Let me just see what the draw has been like so far this year. Like, got shutout against the Panthers at home. They were poor. Then they lost to the Eels, who got conceded 50 in round 1. And then went down, good second half effort against the Storm, come back there. Went and beat the Dolphins, went and beat the Titans. Then they lose the Cowboys at home. Then they go and have 2 really strong efforts to go and be injury plagued and beat the Tigers down there. And then injury plagued again, go beat the Doggies. Then they were 30-0 down against the Roosters. And then, I said, back to 38-24. Then they got that ass kicked against Manly. Then they got that ass kicked against the Warriors. Then they come back from the bye and lose to the Dragons. Now that's, 4 games in a row that have been piss poor. Like, literally 4 in a row. Roosters, Seagulls, Warriors, and the Dragons. 4 games in a row that have been absolutely piss poor. And the thing with the Broncos is they've got the Titans this week. They're wearing their black jerseys, which they did last year against the Titans, and they kicked their ass. And you know what? The type of black jersey, like, obviously looks really good. It's the type of team, a jersey like that actually affects them I think they'll actually kick their fucking ass. I think they'll kick the Titans' ass. Obviously, Queensland Derby, like Queensland Derby as well, M1 Derby. And it's just the type of team that, again, similar to last year, maybe they come back and, like, the last 6 weeks, absolutely turn it on and make a run like they did last year. But I get they've had injuries. But this game, they had Reece Walsh, Ezra, Anna Reynolds, Corey Paix, literally their starting spine. Karapani, not Arthur's, like Marianne's injured, so that's one injury. But Staggs, Shibasaki, been in 2 stars this year. Payne Haas is back. Paddy Carrigan backed up. Xavier Wilson, I think, is a very good player. Ben Imperiakura was back from injury. Corey Jensen's like another one that's not is injured at the moment there. But like Ben Hunt was there. Ben Tolte was there. Like Grant Anderson on the return. Like, you know what I mean? Like, injuries. But mate, like, they had players back. They had the bye and said they only had 2 players backing up in this game. They were so bad in this game, and I said fully deserved the loss in this one. Full credit to the Dragons for the win in this one here. On to the next game, Raiders and the Cowboys. Raiders 26-12 for the Raiders in this one here. It was an okay game. Like, Raiders kind of just like pretty expected from, if you did watch the game, pretty expected, right? Cowboys not similar to Broncos, not as bad, but didn't really get off the bus. Again, consistency issue for the Cowboys. A lot of missed tackles for the Cowboys, I believe, as well. Pretty similar sort of stats-wise. Completion rate was a bit meh. Raiders, more run meters, more post-contact, 7-4 line breaks. I heard during the game, Vossi was saying that Cowboys had eclipsed 60 missed tackles. Now, that says 52 there. What does it say down here? Let's say 52. Yeah, so 52 missed tackles for the Cowboys. Vossi did say during the game coverage that it was over 60, but 45 in the Raiders isn't great either. But like, again, consistency from the Cowboys. Like, it's frustrating, right? Like, their attack, it kind of shows me how much it revolves around like Drinkwater. I get like Dearden's still injured, but Drinkwater, if he's not on, this Cowboys attack is fucking nowhere near it. And you saw last week when they played South and he was on, the attack looked good. But for the Raiders, mate, starting off, Ethan Strange, holy shit. Talk about a guy continuing on his origin form. A guy that's really just taking inspiration from his performance and really relished it and taking it back to club form. Kind of the opposite of what happened to Sammy Walker, right? He was unreal. Scored a try, 9 runs, 81 meters, which doesn't seem awesome, but 9 really strong runs. Had a line break, 2 line break assists, had a try assist as well, 7 tackle breaks, 21 tackles for 3 miss. He was really bloody strong, I thought, in this game here for the Raiders. K.A. Weeks was really solid, over 200 meters, so was Tamale as well. Not too many sort of down parts to obviously the Raiders. I just think it was a very solid performance by the Raiders in this one here. Like I said, Horsburgh was solid. Tarpany was awesome. Hudson Young, very threatening. Zach Hosking was very threatening as well. I think, honestly, 1-13, can't really knock the Raiders in this one here. You literally, the only thing you can knock was what Seb Chris went under 150 compared to the others, but then he scored a fucking double. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Savage scored one as well. Like, obviously, yeah, stop saying fucking obviously, bro. Yeah, really strong performance by the Raiders. Good bounce back. I think they lost to the Dolphins last week, so it's a very good bounce back for the Raiders in this one here. Now, the big thing for the Raiders is obviously they're such a big advantage at home this time of year because it gets fucking freezing down there. Now they go play the Roosters. Very intriguing game. Can the Raiders back up this performance? And all depends on if the Roosters throw out that kind of shit again. I would not expect them to. I think the Roosters will be very, very hungry. But yeah, it'd be absolutely freezing down here. But I said, very solid performance by the Raiders. I see no massive standouts like Ethan Strange was awesome, I thought. So was Seb Chris, who suffered a HIA, unfortunately. But I said, really strong performance by the Raiders. On to the Cowboys. Pretty disappointing, man. They're pretty flat. Speaking about Drinky, he revolves around this attack. He only had 19 runs. I think he had a lot of those runs in the last 20 minutes as well. Like, him only have 120 meters. He's never been a big base guy, but like had no attacking sets, no line breaks, no line break assists, no try assists, 6 tackle breaks, like no offloads. He just, like, you know what I mean? Like, just very blasé, bro. Like, Tom Chester, 7 missed tackles. Liam Sutton, 7 missed tackles. Reed Marnie, 6 missed tackles. Sam McIntyre, 6. Griffin Neem, 5 missed tackles. A lot of like poor defense like happening from the Cowboys, right? Jackson Purdue, he's such a talent, such a fucking talent. He signs a 3-year extension contract. Like, I think it's worth $1 million a year. Mate, as soon as he signed that, what's happened to him? Like, I don't get what's happened to Jackson Purdue, man. He's just not the same guy. He's not getting as much ball. He's just nowhere near as threatening as what we're seeing at the start of last year, or start of this year, and last year as well. I don't know what's happened. I absolutely love Jackson Purdue, like, as a mutual rugby league fan. I want to see him succeed. He's just gone nowhere, unfortunately, at the last sort of 6 weeks or so, 6, 7 weeks. Murray Taulagi on return, I will say give him credit. He was awesome. 22 runs, 243 meters, 90 post contact, had a line break assist, 5 tackle breaks, and an offload for Murray in this one here. Obviously, Murray Taulagi is looking to get back into the Origin side this year. Off the HIAs that he suffered. Heilman Lukey, I thought was very solid as well, 16 runs. A couple players in this team stood up, but Clifford didn't really have his best game. Liam Sutton was very good to see him score again, but very flat overall. Very, very flat overall from the Cowboys. Errors-wise, again, back 7, 1-7, Drinkwater 2, Laybutt 2, Purdue 2, Chester 1, Taulagi 1, Sutton 2, Clifford 1 error. All their errors happened from 1-7. You don't often see that. Shout out to Thomas McKaylee. He was looking really good in this game, really strong. I want to see him get his opportunity, but fortunately went down with injury. But he had 13 runs, 130 meters, and 50 minutes. And then went off with a knee injury, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens with him. But yeah, again, consistency for the Cowboys. Have these good performances where they look really strong, and then they can't back it up. Still in the top 8, like they're still literally in the top 8. Were they in that logjam? I think at in the 5th spot at 16 points. Yeah, they are. Points difference is obviously the big thing for them, Cowboys at the moment, but they are sitting in that logjam. They haven't had a bye yet. They haven't had a bye. They are sitting on 8 wins, so they're sitting on more wins than any other team so far on 16 points. They have more wins than the Roosters, who was 3rd. So they will get their bye soon. I do believe they have their first bye, not even this week, next week. And then I think they have week 15 and 18 off. And then they have like round 26 off, I believe, as well. But those byes will be very key. Just think they're looking pretty tired, honestly, coming in to that bye. Last game of the round. This was, call me biased, game of the fucking week, if not the year, I reckon. This was an absolute bruiser, absolute barnstormer of a game. Panthers defeating my Wars 20-18 in this one here. Unreal game. Such an enjoyable watch. I was so stressed out watching this game. I was up and at 'em. I was going nuts at the TV watching this game. If you haven't seen my reaction, go check out my socials. It's all posted on there. Post-game reaction, live reaction during the game as well. Mate, if you're a neutral game watching this game, like a neutral, like maybe you're a fan of another team, tell me you enjoyed this game, because this was like, even I could tell watching this game how good the fucking game was and how enjoyable it actually was to watch. That's what I mean. It was a few good games this weekend that I really did enjoy watching, but it just, again, call me biased. I'm not trying to be absolute biased whatsoever. I truly do believe this is like Panthers number 1. I truly do believe the Warriors are the second best team in the competition. I get it. There's no Cleary. There's no Isaiah Yeo. There's no Brian Toto. Like, Warriors should win this game. Can we give it a break? Like, the Panthers still have a really good system. And Warriors are playing with their 3rd string 7. I'm not making excuses. We still have our 3rd string halfback. No Roger, no Capewell, and no Barnett. Like, we're still missing fucking players in this game. But no one's understanding that, because Nathan Cleary was out, and Isaiah Yeo was out, and Brian Toto was out. Like, replace Roger with Brian Toto. Isaiah Yeo is, I'd say, better than, like, definitely, like, Capewell, but put Capewell and Barnett together. But I said, Luke Metcalf is in reserve grade at the moment, like, coming back from injury still, and Tanner Boyd is out for the fucking season. Like, you know what I mean? We're on our 3rd string 7 for the fucking year, and we're still just lost by 2 against the Panthers. Absolutely incredible game. 50% possession. I think, honestly, Panthers should be in the grand final. I fucking hope to God that the Warriors are also there. I think we'll give it a real good crack. We play each other again in round 23 in New Zealand. Hopefully it's full strength as well. I want to see full strength. Just listen to that. I want to see full strength because I want to see where the Warriors are at. I want to see how we go against Nathan Cleary, Isaiah, and Brian Toto. But in that game, I want to have Mitch Barnett and Kurt Capewell back. Unfortunately, we won't have Tanner Boyd and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck back because they're gone for the season, right? Like, tit for tat, right? Like, you can't just say, like, we should have won this game just because Nathan Cleary is out. It's bullshit. Possession was even. Completion rate, 3 errors from the Panthers, 4 errors from the Warriors. It was just such a high-class game. It was so good to watch. Honestly, as gutted as I am, I'm so fucking proud. So fucking proud of the Warriors in this one here. Panthers 6-4 line breaks here. Panthers had more missed tackles than the Warriors here. Set distance was pretty same here. 10-7 offloads from the Panthers. Pretty even stats. So as I said, like it dictates to how the scoreline was pretty bloody even, right? 4 tries to 3 in this one here. But let's start with the Panthers in this one here. Dylan Edwards, as per fucking usual, when Nathan Cleary is not there, he stands up to the plate. I thought it was pretty quiet in that first half, but the second half, he was brutal. He absolutely killed us. 24 runs, 222 meters, 74 post contact, line break assist, a try assist, 7 tackle breaks. He could have scored a try. Jenkins threw a forward pass, though, but he had that key try assist to Paul Alamoti for the go-ahead try. But the big thing is that try saver he put, that tackle that he put on Jacob Laban, it must be the try saver of the year, one of the best tackles of the year, because Jacob Laban was in for all fucking money, and it's always that sort of tackle. It goes to the legs tackle, and the player just slips out of it. Dylan Edwards running from behind, he had no right to tackle a second row like that, and it was on 5th and last as well. Incredible, literally saved the game for Panthers. He was unbelievable. For the Panthers in this one here. Who else was really strong? Jenkins was really strong, over 200 meters, just really solid. Alamoti was solid. It was like, how do I say this without? Panthers were really solid, right? There's no massive stand. Like Dylan Edwards was solid. Jenkins was like really solid. But it's, like no one was like an absolute disaster, right? Like Colga, I said, just fits into the system well. Like he had 2 assists. The thing I could easily tell is the kicking game. The kicking game between Jack Colgar and Cleary can't be matched. Cleary's kicking game is just so much more superior than Jack Colgar, and that's absolutely no offense or disrespect to Jack Colgar whatsoever. Cleary is just Cleary. But I said Colgar to have 2 assists was really strong. Our line break assists, I just noticed the kicking game just wasn't as strong. He didn't put us into as worse positions as what Nathan Cleary would do, I believe, and what I noticed as well, all 4 tries from the Panthers off 5th tackle. 1 was off a kick. 3 of their tries were on 5th and last, and they ran it. That is big. That kind of shows, I think, respect to the Warriors in a way, that they had to get all the way to the end of a set to try and get past our defense there. What I will say, I want to see more from Liam Martin. What did he play? He only played 41 minutes. He had 6 runs. I probably want to see a bit more. Freddie Lussick, I think he suffered an injury, so now I'm very intrigued to see what happens with number 9. I don't know if it's long term or not. Or Mitch Kenny is out for the season. Billy Scott came in, so it will be intriguing to see if Billy Scott gets a bit more game time. Thought IPAT was really solid. Lindsay Smith was really key as well. I thought at 13. That's it. Just a really solid performance, I thought, overall from Panthers. Luke Garner ended up going to the edge, I believe, because Casey McLean ended up starting in this one here. Oh, Casey McLean, excuse me, because he's not down there. That's right, he's not on the page. He's down here, right at the bottom. Holy shit. Holy shit. I completely forgot about Casey McLean just because I couldn't see his name. He was fucking unreal. He could have scored more than 2 against us. He killed us. 18 runs, 158 meters, or scored twice, 55 post contact as well. Line break assist, scored a fucking epic try for kick. He was everywhere. I was shit scared, absolute shit scared of Casey McLean every time the Panthers got inside our 20. Absolutely shit scared. He is 20 years old. He is just unbelievable. He is so fucking good. For the Warriors, I've got to tip my fucking hat, man. Like, I was so gutted. Do not get me wrong. I was so gutted, but you've got to be fucking proud. If you're a Warriors fan, guys, you've got to be proud of this effort. You've got to be so proud. Like, we've come a long, long, long way in the last 5 years now from where we were in that COVID years where we were just getting hammered and hammered and hammered. Even 2024, I think we finished like 13th or something on the ladder. Obviously, like, we were better last year. Stop saying that. And we lost to the Panthers in the finals, and we put up a good effort, just got away from us. We fought for the whole 80 minutes, and for us to be, here's my analysis. Like, we were down, was it 16-6 at halftime? Genuinely thought we were the better team. Like, genuinely thought we were the better team. We just didn't take advantage of our opportunities. We gave Panthers quite literally 3 good opportunities, and they scored 3 times. That's the difference between why Panthers are number 1 and why we are number 2 at the moment. It's those little fucking moments that the Panthers get so right. They just execute it, even without Nathan Clear and Yo in the team. They just get it right so fucking often, and that's why they're premiership favourites. That's why they're 4 points ahead of us at the moment on the ladder. That's why they've only lost 1 game for the season, because they just do it better than any other team. If you give them a sniff, they'll take it with 100%. Absolutely, like, absolutely no doubt about it. I'm just so proud of the effort from the boys, though. Fought for the whole 80, and we 16-6 down at halftime. We were leading with 8 minutes to go. Leading. We just fought and fought and fought. Kane Torpicki, by far, I think he was our man of the match. I thought that was easily his best game in the NRL, and it's not even close. He scored a try. He had 24 runs for 228 metres, 44 post contact, a line break, 10 tackle breaks for Tane Torpicki. 10 for Tane. He was unreal. Every time he had the ball, that's probably the first game I've watched Tane Torpicki at fullback with the ball and go. He looks threatening. Every single time he gets the ball, he was slicing. I see he was tackle busting. Like, they were just slipping off him. He looks threatening every time. And I give credit to Tane so much for that last play of our attack of the game. He backed himself. He went for the play. He backed himself against Casey McLean. And to get the flick off, like, he went for the win and went for the play. And I absolutely love it. He didn't shy away from the moment. He went for it. Yes, it didn't come off, but it's only round fucking 13. There'll be a time later in the season where it's round 23, where it's a fucking final, where it's the grand final. He will have his moment, and everyone will forget about that moment. I'm just more glad that he went for it, and yes, he didn't execute it. I'm so glad he backed himself. He's got that confidence now. I've called for Tane to be our fullback now since last year. And unfortunately for C&K, as much as I love the bloke, that's Tane's jersey to lose now, man. That's Tane's jersey to fucking lose. He was unreal. Tower, he doesn't do a whole lot on, like, base-wise, but still had 8 tackle breaks. Pompey was solid. AKP was solid. Mate, that fucking try, holy shit, I went absolutely berserk. Like, you don't often see Alamotti lose footing like that ever. I don't think it will ever happen again. But just, like, wrong time, wrong place for Alamotti, and then right time, right place for AKP. Again, the opportunities in the first half, like, we had Ali Leitao offside by, what was it, half a metre maybe. Absolute unreal play for DWZ to try and, like, set that up. And then we had that forward pass by Chanel for that try to Pompey. Yes, it was a forward pass. Then we had that small touch by Jackson Ford for that Tamare try. You could argue, yes, I thought it just clipped his fingers. Unfortunately, it's just the way that it goes. The ball didn't bounce our way. Really, it just didn't quite bounce our way, and we still only lost by 2. So proud of the boys. Jackson Ford, 80 minutes. He was just unbelievable. His kick chases, the fact that a front rower playing all game in the last 5 minutes is still leading the kick chase is fucking unbelievable. Aaron Clark, 54 minutes, 18 runs, 164 meters. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Not sure what's happening with Lecker. I heard he has a hamstring strain and he got a shoulder injury as well. Don't know if it's long term, but we'll see. Like, at worst, Laban can obviously start, try and play 80 minutes. Kurt Capel obviously comes back next week. Jacob Laban, despite him not passing that ball, thought he was really strong. Probably one of his best games, 67 minutes. Only had 100 meters, but really tough carries. That try that he had was awesome. And he had 37 tackles as well. Wade Egan, 55 tackles for no miss. Wow, Jackson Ford missed 9 tackles. That's crazy. But that's it. Really strong team performance. I'm just really happy that we put in for the 80 minutes. We didn't let the game get away from us. That was scary. We didn't let the game get away from us at all. And so we fought for the whole 80 minutes and we had a chance to win. I don't care if the Panthers are missing Cleary and Yo, whatever. If you have an opportunity to go and be leading as the Panthers with 10 minutes to go, you've generally done something fucking right and you've got to take the opportunity. I said, unfortunately, Panthers did score at the end there, but mate, pretty bloody stoked with that performance. I said gutted, but I said from where we were 4 or 5 years ago to where we are now, it's just drastic. We're playing for the full 80. We've got good defense. We look strong in attack. We look threatening with the ball. We've just got to get the small execution, but I do think we are the second best team in the comp at the moment, and that's not me being biased at all. I've had other people that aren't Warriors fans tell me the same thing as well. I do genuinely think this was a 1v2 battle, and it lived up to it as well. I don't know. I honestly think I genuinely think we beat the other 15 teams like last night. I genuinely think we beat that same performance. I think we beat other 15 teams. Just so happened to be the Panthers and the Panthers system. And just a ticker. But boy, am I keen for the rematch in round 23 and potentially finals as well. Boy, it should be an absolute barn bruiser. But that's all for me, guys. That is your NRL round 13 review. Let me know what you thought in the comments about the round itself, what fan you are, what you sort of thought of the games. And tell me if I'm being biased, right? Do you honestly think the Warriors are the second best team in the comp at the moment? Obviously, Panthers number one. Tell me, is there another team you think is the second best team? Is it Manly? Is it potentially the Dolphins? Is it the Roosters? Like, you know what I mean? Sorry about that. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Obviously, follow all my socials as well. Stop saying, obviously, mate, gotta stop saying that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and cheers.